Welcome back to the channel, coin enthusiasts and collectors. Today, we're diving into one of the most fascinating topics in numismatics, the ultra-rare, million-dollar Lincoln 1-cent pennies. You might have a penny in your pocket right now, but what if it's one of the rarest coins ever made? Could it be worth millions? Let's find out as we explore the top 5 most valuable Lincoln pennies. Today, we're diving deep into the world of the 1944 Lincoln penny, one of the most intriguing and sought-after coins in American history. This tiny piece of copper has captured the hearts of collectors worldwide, and for good reason. With some coins reaching values as high as $94,855, it's clear there's something truly special about the 1944 Lincoln penny. So, let's uncover the fascinating story behind this coin, its value, and why it's worth so much money today. The history of the Lincoln pen. To understand the significance of the 1944 Lincoln penny, we first need to go back to the origins of the Lincoln cent. The Lincoln penny was first minted in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a historical figure, breaking from the tradition of using allegorical figures like liberty. Designed by sculptor Victor David Brenner, the coin's obverse features a profile of Lincoln, while the reverse originally displayed 2 stalks of wheat, giving rise to the nickname Wheat Penny. From 1909 to 1958, the Lincoln cent maintained this wheat design on the reverse before transitioning to the Lincoln Memorial design in 1959. During its production, various changes in materials, minting errors, and historical events have made certain years of the Lincoln penny highly valuable, and 1944 is one of the most notable. Why 1944 is special? The year 1944 was unique for U.S. coinage due to World War II. In 1943, the U.S. Mint had produced pennies made of zinc-coated steel instead of copper to conserve copper for the war effort. These steel pennies were a temporary measure, but they caused confusion with other coins and were prone to rust. As a result, the Mint returned to using copper in 1944, but with a twist. They used recycled shell casings from the war. These shell casing pennies were made of 95% copper and 5% zinc, giving them a slightly different composition from pre-war pennies. While most 1944 pennies are common, certain varieties and minting errors have made specific examples incredibly valuable. The key varieties of the 1944 Lincoln penny. 1944 steel penny. One of the most valuable versions of the 1944 penny is the 1944 steel cent. Although pennies in 1944 were supposed to be made of recycled shell casings, a small number of steel blanks from 1943 were accidentally struck with the 1944 design. These coins are exceptionally rare, with only a few known to exist. Current market value: a 1944 steel penny in excellent condition can fetch upwards of $100,000 at auction. 1944 D steel penny. Similar to the standard 1944 steel penny, a small number were minted in Denver, indicated by a D mint mark. These are even rarer than the Philadelphia minted steel cents and are highly coveted by collectors. Current market value: a 1944 D steel penny can command prices of $30,000 to $75,000, depending on its condition. 1944 S steel penny. The San Francisco Mint also produced a limited number of steel pennies in 1944. These coins are as rare as their Philadelphia and Denver counterparts and are equally valuable. Current market value: similar to other steel pennies, these can sell for over $50,000. $1944 copper penny with mint errors. Minting errors can significantly increase a coin's value. For 1944 pennies, errors such as double dies, repunched mint marks, and off-center strikes are particularly sought after. Current market value: depending on the error and condition, these pennies can range from $50 to several $1,000s. What makes these coins so valuable? The value of the 1944 Lincoln penny is determined by several factors. Rarity: coins like the 1944 steel penny are incredibly rare, with only a handful known to exist. Condition: coins in uncirculated or mint state condition fetch higher prices. Mint mark: pennies minted in Denver, D, and San Francisco, S, are often rarer than those from Philadelphia. No mint mark. Historical significance: the story of recycled shell casings and World War II adds a layer of historical intrigue, making these coins more desirable to collectors, bearers and varieties. Unique features like double dies or off-metal strikes can dramatically increase a coin's value. How to identify and value your 1944 penny. If you think you have a 1944 Lincoln penny, here's how to determine its value. Check the date and mint mark. Look for the year 1944 and the mint mark, D, S, or none. Use a magnifying glass to ensure accuracy. Examine the material. Use a magnet to test if the penny is made of steel. Copper pennies won't stick to a magnet, while steel ones will. Look for errors. Check for signs of doubling, repunched mint marks, or other irregularities. Assess the condition. Coins in better condition are worth more. Look for sharp details and minimal wear. Get a professional appraisal. If you suspect your coin is valuable, have it authenticated and graded by a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. The current market for 1944 Lincoln pennies. As of today, the market for 1944 Lincoln pennies remains strong. Collectors are willing to pay top dollar for rare varieties, especially steel cents and error coins. A high-grade 1944 penny can sell for thousands of dollars, while a steel version can exceed $94,855. The demand for these coins continues to grow, driven by their historical significance, rarity, and the allure of owning a piece of World War II history. The 1944 Lincoln penny is more than just a small piece of copper or steel, it's a tangible link to a pivotal moment in history. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a curious beginner, finding one of these coins can be an exhilarating experience. So, check your coin jars, search through old collections, and who knows, you might just discover a hidden treasure worth a fortune. We're diving deep into the fascinating world of numismatics, the study and collection of coins, with a special focus on one of the most intriguing and valuable coins in circulation, the 1959 Lincoln penny. If you're a coin collector, a history enthusiast, or someone who just loves a good story, you're in for a treat. And stick around because we'll also reveal how some of these coins are worth an astonishing $84,855 in today's market. Let's get started. The introduction of the Lincoln Memorial Penny. The year 1959 was a significant one for U.S. coinage. It marked the 50th anniversary of the Lincoln cent, which first debuted in 1909 to commemorate the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln. This penny was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person's portrait rather than the allegorical representations of liberty. In 1959, the reverse of the Lincoln penny underwent a major redesign. Out went the iconic wheat ears that had graced the coin for 50 years, and in came the Lincoln Memorial. The new design, created by Frank Gasparo, featured the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C., and was meant to symbolize the unity and strength of the nation. If you look closely, you can even see a tiny depiction of Lincoln's statue within the memorial columns. Key details of the 1959 penny. Before we jump into the coin's value, let's take a closer look at its specifications. Obverse design, Abraham Lincoln's profile, designed by Victor David Brenner. Reverse design, the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. Composition, 95% copper, 5% tin and zinc. Mint marks, produced at the Philadelphia Mint, no mint mark, and the Denver Mint, D mint mark. Why is the 1959 penny so valuable? Now, you might be wondering, what makes the 1959 penny so special, and why is it worth so much? Let's break it down. Transition year. Rarity. 1959 was the first year of the Lincoln Memorial design, making these coins a must-have for collectors. Coins from transitional years often carry a premium because they mark a significant change in design or production. Some of the most valuable 1959 pennies are error coins. Error coins occur when something goes wrong during the minting process, resulting in unique characteristics. For example, double die errors. These occur when the die strikes the coin twice, causing a doubling effect on the design. Look closely at the lettering or Lincoln's profile for signs of doubling. Off-center strikes. These errors happen when the coin is not properly aligned during the minting process. Wrong planchet errors. Occasionally, coins are struck on planchets meant for other denominations, which drastically increases their value. The condition of a coin is a major factor in determining its value. Coins graded as mint state, MS, by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC fetch the highest prices. For example, an MS 67 1959 penny can command thousands of dollars, while a lower-grade coin might be worth only a few cents. The 1959 D wheat penny controversy. One of the most intriguing stories about the 1959 penny is the alleged existence of a 1959 D penny with the old wheat ears reverse. Although the U.S. Mint denies ever producing such a coin, a few examples have surfaced, sparking heated debates among collectors. If authentic, these coins are worth a fortune, as they represent one of the rarest mint errors in history. Current market value. Now, let's talk about money. How much is a 1959 penny worth today? The value depends on several factors, including its condition, mint mark, and whether it's an error coin. Here's a breakdown. The record-breaking $84,855 price tag belongs to a rare error coin or an exceptionally high-grade specimen. These coins are usually sold at major auction houses like Heritage Auctions, where serious collectors compete to own a piece of history. Tips for finding valuable 1959 pennies: check your change. You never know what treasures might be hiding in your pocket change or old coin jars. Invest in a magnifying glass. A high-quality magnifying glass can help you spot errors and fine details. Know the grades. Familiarize yourself with coin grading scales to understand what makes a coin valuable. Consult experts. If you think you've found a valuable coin, get it appraised by a professional. Attend coin shows. Coin shows are a great place to buy, sell, and learn about coins. The 1959 Lincoln penny is more than just a small piece of copper. It's a tangible link to American history and a testament to the artistry and craftsmanship of the U.S. Mint. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a curious beginner, this coin has something to offer. And who knows? That humble penny in your pocket might just be worth a fortune. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on awesome content about coins, their history, and their value. Today, we're diving into one of the most fascinating and valuable coins out there, the 1982 Lincoln penny. You might be surprised at how much this small, humble coin is worth in today's market. From its history to its rare variations, we're going to cover it all. So, let's get started. Cut to images of the 1982 Lincoln penny. First, let's talk about the history of the 1982 Lincoln penny. To understand why this coin is so valuable, we need to take a trip back in time. The Lincoln cent, which features the image of President Abraham Lincoln, has been a staple in American currency since its introduction in 1909. However, by the early 1980s, the U.S. Mint was facing a problem. The cost of copper was rising rapidly, and the penny, which was primarily made of copper, was becoming too expensive to produce. In 1982, the Mint decided to make a change. They switched the composition of the penny from 95% copper to a copper-plated zinc alloy, which made the penny cheaper to produce. This change resulted in two distinct versions of the 1982 Lincoln penny, one made primarily of copper and the other made of zinc. These variations are key to the coin's value today, as collectors are on the lookout for the rarer copper versions. Cut to a close-up of a copper penny and a zinc penny side by side. Now, here's where it gets interesting. In 1982, the U.S. Mint produced two different types of pennies. One version was struck from 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, while the other was made from 97.5% zinc, with only a thin copper coating. The key here is that the copper version is much rarer than the zinc version, making it highly sought after by collectors today. But here's the catch: not all 1982 pennies are made equal. There are some that were made in Philadelphia, others in Denver, and some with specific mint marks. The coins minted in Denver were made with the zinc alloy, while those from Philadelphia were made with copper. But that's not all. There are also other factors that contribute to the rarity and value of these pennies. Let's break them down. Cut to a step-by-step guide showing how to tell the difference between the two types of 1982 pennies. how do you tell if you have the valuable copper version or the more common zinc version? It's actually pretty simple. The copper version has a distinct weight. Copper pennies weigh about 3.11 grams, while the zinc pennies are much lighter, weighing just 2.5 grams. You can use a simple scale to weigh your penny, and this will tell you which version you have. Another way to tell is by looking closely at the color. The copper penny has a rich reddish-brown hue, while the zinc penny is much lighter, almost a duller brown shade. However, these differences may not always be immediately visible if the coin has been worn down or oxidized over time. Cut to images of rare, high-grade copper 1982 pennies in a collection. So, why is the copper 1982 penny so valuable? Well, it all comes down to rarity. Because the mint only produced copper pennies for a short period in 1982, the copper version is much harder to find, especially in good condition. Additionally, these pennies were not intended to be in circulation for long, so finding one that is in excellent condition or uncirculated is even rarer. Coin collectors and investors are always looking for these rarities, and that's why the copper 1982 penny has become such a hot commodity in the numismatic world. Cut to screen showing a chart with current market values. So, what is the current market value of the 1982 copper penny? If you've got one of these hidden in your change jar, you might be in for a nice surprise. As of today, the value of a 1982 copper penny can vary depending on its condition, mint mark, and other factors. A well-preserved copper 1982 penny could fetch anywhere from $5 to $10, but if you have one in mint or proof condition, it could be worth upwards of $74.85. Yes, you heard that right. Cut to footage of an auction for high-grade 1982 copper pennies. Coins in high-grade condition, or what we call mint state, can sell for considerably more. For example, an uncirculated 1982 copper penny, or a proof coin, can fetch prices that far exceed the typical market value. If you're lucky enough to own one of these high-grade coins, you could be looking at a price tag anywhere between $30 and $100 or even more, depending on the demand and the quality of the coin. It's important to note that the value of a coin can fluctuate depending on various factors, such as the state of the economy, interest in collecting, and market trends. But if you have one of these rarer coins, you could have a valuable piece of American history on your hands. Cut to footage of a coin collector and a seller at an auction. So, what should you do if you find a 1982 copper penny and you think it might be worth something? First, make sure it's a genuine copper version by checking the weight and color. Then, if you're ready to sell, you have a few options. You can sell it through online auction sites like eBay, or you can take it to a local coin dealer who specializes in rare coins. Just make sure to do your research first. Some dealers might offer you a fair price, while others may try to lowball you, so always get an appraisal or a second opinion if you're unsure about the value of your coin. Cut back to the host in front of the camera. So, there you have it, the history, the rarity, and the current market value of the 1982 copper penny. Who knew that a simple coin from the 1980s could be worth so much, right? If you find one of these pennies, be sure to hang on to it, because it could be worth a lot more than you think. We have something truly special for all you penny lovers, an in-depth look at the 1998 Lincoln penny. Now, most of us have seen these pennies in our spare change, but did you know that this seemingly ordinary coin could be worth a lot more than you think? Some 1998 Lincoln pennies are going for extraordinary prices in the market right now, with reports showing values up to $64.85. Camera zooms in on the penny in the host's hand. Stick around because we're going to dive into everything you need to know about this coin, from its history, significance, and minting process, to its current market value and what makes it so desirable to collectors. And yes, you might just have one of these rare pennies hidden in your collection. So, let's get started. The Lincoln penny has been a staple of American currency since 1909. Featuring the likeness of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, it was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person, marking a major departure from previous designs. However, when it comes to the 1998 Lincoln penny, there's a bit of a twist. Let's take a deeper look at the history and significance of this specific year. 1998 was a milestone in the history of the penny. By then, the Lincoln penny had been in circulation for nearly 90 years, and the design had undergone numerous changes. In 1998, the penny still featured the iconic bust of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, and the reverse displayed the familiar image of the Lincoln Memorial. This was the design in circulation from 1959 to 2008. The penny itself was made primarily of copper-plated zinc, which had been the standard material since the 1980s. Cut to close-up shot of a 1998 penny on a table. However, the 1998 penny isn't just noteworthy for its design or the fact that it was a continuation of a long tradition, it also holds a certain rarity, and that's what brings us here today. Some of these pennies are worth far more than their face value. So, what exactly makes the 1998 Lincoln penny special? Well, not all 1998 pennies are worth a fortune. In fact, most of them are still worth just 1 cent. But there are some rare and collectible versions that have caught the attention of enthusiasts and investors. Cut to a slide showing a standard 1998 penny. First, let's take a look at the basics. The 1998 penny was minted in large numbers, more than 5 billion were produced that year. This means that there are plenty of 1998 pennies in circulation, but that doesn't mean they're all valuable. Some key factors that can affect a penny's value include its minting quality, the condition it's in, and any errors or unique features it may have. Let's break these down. Now, the mint mark on a penny can make a huge difference in its value. The 1998 Lincoln penny was minted in 3 different locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Here's where it gets interesting. If you look at the obverse of your penny, you'll find a small letter, D for Denver, S for San Francisco, or none for Philadelphia. Close-up shot of a penny with the mint mark clearly visible. Most of the pennies you come across will have a D mint mark, as the Denver Mint produced the largest number of pennies that year. The Philadelphia Mint produced a significant number as well, but not nearly as many. The San Francisco Mint, on the other hand, only produced proof coins, which means if you find a 1998 penny with an S mint mark, there's a good chance it could be a proof coin that was sold directly to collectors. Okay, here's where things get really interesting. A number of error coins and rare variants of the 1998 penny exist, and these can fetch significantly higher prices. So, what are we looking for? Cut to an image of a double-die reverse penny. One of the most sought-after types of 1998 penny is the double-die error. This occurs when the coin is struck twice, causing some of the design features to appear doubled. This is an error that's often highly valued by collectors. If you come across a 1998 penny with a noticeable doubling of the Lincoln Memorial or other features on the reverse, you might just have a gem on your hands. Cut to a shot of the host showing a close-up of a double-die penny. Some 1998 pennies have also been found with off-center strikes or other production mistakes. These types of coins are incredibly rare and highly sought after because of their uniqueness. So, what's the 1998 penny worth today? The value of a 1998 penny can vary dramatically depending on its condition and any unique features it may have. Cut to a screen showing an auction page with prices. Let's talk about the most common 1998 pennies first. A standard 1998 penny in circulated condition might only be worth its face value, 1 cent. However, uncirculated coins, or those in mint condition, can fetch a little more, usually around 10 to 50 cents. But here's where it gets exciting. Rare error coins or proof versions of the 1998 penny can sell for much more. The current market value for a 1998 Lincoln penny with a double-die error can range anywhere from $20 to $50, depending on the extent of the error and the quality of the coin. And for proof coins minted in San Francisco, these can go for much higher amounts. A well-maintained 1998 proof penny can be worth anywhere from $10 to $30 or more. Cut to a graphic with the $64.85 value highlighted, but the real jackpot? Some error coins or high-quality proof versions of the 1998 penny are going for a lot more. In fact, one of these rare finds recently sold for an impressive $64.85. So, it's clear that the 1998 Lincoln penny has earned its place in the hearts of collectors and investors alike. So, how can you tell if your 1998 penny is worth more than 1 cent? First, inspect the condition of the coin. Look for signs of wear, such as fading details on the Lincoln bust or the memorial on the reverse. Coins in mint condition, with sharp details and no visible damage, are more likely to be valuable. Next, check the mint mark. If it's a S, there's a good chance it could be a proof coin. Look for any doubling or other errors in the design. A magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe can help you spot the finer details. So there you have it, everything you need to know about the 1998 Lincoln penny, its history, and its potential value on the market today. As we've seen, most 1998 pennies are worth just a penny, but with the right condition, mint mark, or errors, they can be worth a lot more, up to $64.85 or even higher for the rarest examples. If you have a 1998 penny lying around, it might be worth a closer look. Keep an eye out for those rare errors, and if you're lucky enough to find one, you could be holding a coin that's more valuable than you ever imagined. We have a fascinating topic that combines history, rarity, and some serious value. If you've ever wondered about the worth of a 1984 Lincoln penny, you're in for a treat. You won't believe how much some of these pennies are actually worth on today's market. While the typical 1984 penny is valued at just 1 cent, some specific varieties are worth way more, some reaching values of over $54.85 or even higher. Let's dive deep into the history, rarity, and value of the 1984 Lincoln penny, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for in your own coin collection. Alright, let's start with a bit of history. The Lincoln penny, which first debuted in 1909, has seen many changes over the years, but the 1984 penny marks a significant point in its evolution. As you may know, the Lincoln penny features the famous portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. It's the longest-running coin design in American history. In 1984, the U.S. Mint continued to strike the Lincoln penny with the same obverse design we know today. On the reverse side, you'll see the familiar depiction of the Lincoln Memorial, which has been a fixture since 1959. However, in 1984, something interesting happened with the production of these pennies, and it has a direct impact on their value today. Back in 1984, the U.S. Mint produced over 7.6 billion pennies, making the 1984 Lincoln penny one of the most common coins of the 20th century. These coins were struck using a copper-plated zinc design. At the time, copper was becoming increasingly expensive, which led to the U.S. Mint switching to zinc pennies in 1982. But by 1984, they had perfected the process of producing the copper-coated zinc pennies that we still see today. Now, when most people think of the 1984 penny, they probably think it's just a regular coin worth 1 cent. However, what makes the 1984 penny so special for collectors is that there are a few key varieties, and some of them are extremely valuable. Not all 1984 pennies are created equal. The vast majority of 1984 pennies are in circulation today, and they're still worth exactly 1 cent. However, there are a few rare 1984 pennies that could be worth significantly more. These rare coins are worth looking out for and could make you a pretty penny, pun intended. The most notable varieties that increase the value of the 1984 penny are those with minting errors. These errors occurred during the production process, and finding one of these could be a windfall for collectors. But first, let's talk about the general value of a 1984 penny before we dive into the more unusual and valuable varieties. Right now, the general value of a typical 1984 Lincoln penny in circulated condition is about 1 cent. That's right, it's only worth its face value. However, in mint condition, also known as uncirculated condition, a 1984 penny could be worth around 10 to 20 cents depending on its quality. You're probably thinking, that's not much money. And you're right. But hold on, things get interesting when we look at the rarer, high-value varieties of the 1984 penny. Now, here's where the excitement kicks in for coin collectors. One of the most famous and valuable varieties of the 1984 penny is the 1984 double-die obverse penny. This variety occurred due to a mistake in the minting process, where the die used to strike the coins was misaligned. This error caused the images on the obverse side of the penny, specifically the date and the inscriptions, to appear doubled, giving the coin a blurry, doubled effect. The 1984 double-die obverse penny is extremely rare, and in high-grade condition, it can fetch thousands of dollars. In fact, some examples have sold for over $54.85, and if the coin is in exceptional mint state, it could even go for more than that. These rare coins are highly sought after by collectors and can make a huge difference in the value of your collection. So, how do you identify a 1984 double-die obverse penny? It's all about the doubling. Look closely at the date, 1984, and the lettering on the obverse of the coin. You should be able to see clear signs of doubling, where the numbers or letters are shifted or blurry. If you see this kind of doubling, there's a good chance that you've got yourself a valuable coin. To be sure, use a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe to examine the coin. The doubling will often appear on the top of the numbers and letters, and in the case of the 1984 penny, it's most noticeable on the top right of the date in the date, along with the Liberty inscription. Keep in mind that the amount of doubling will vary from coin to coin, so don't just rely on one example. While the 1984 double-die obverse penny is by far the most famous and valuable variety, there are a few other lesser-known but still valuable variations of the 1984 Lincoln penny to keep an eye out for. For example, some 1984 pennies have been found with a double-struck error, where the coin was struck twice during the minting process. This error can result in a ghost image or misalignment of the coin's design, making it unique and desirable to collectors. These double-struck pennies can also bring in a nice premium at auction, especially if they're in good condition. Another variety to look out for is the 1984 no mint mark penny. Pennies minted at the Philadelphia Mint typically have no mint mark, but in some cases, you may find one with a faint or missing mint mark. These are quite rare and could increase the value of your penny. Always remember that the rarity of the coin and the quality of the minting error will play a huge role in determining how much your penny is worth. So now that you know how to spot a valuable 1984 penny, you might be wondering where you can sell it. The first place to check is online auction sites like eBay. Many collectors and dealers frequent these platforms to buy and sell rare coins, so if you have a high-value 1984 penny, it's worth listing there. Just make sure to take clear pictures, and if you know your coin is in high-grade condition, be honest about the quality of the penny. You can also check with local coin dealers and numismatic shops, though they may offer a lower price than what you'd get on the open market. Still, it's a good way to get an expert opinion on your coin's authenticity and value. Coin collectors and enthusiasts have long had a fascination with the Lincoln penny. The 1984 penny, while relatively common, is a great example of how even the most ordinary coins can hide valuable treasures. The 1984 double-die obverse penny and other error coins have created a whole niche market for collectors seeking out these rarities. For many, the thrill of the hunt is what makes coin collecting so rewarding, and a simple penny could turn out to be worth a small fortune. To sum it up, the 1984 Lincoln penny is much more than just another penny. While most of them are worth only 1 cent, the rarer varieties, especially the 1984 double-die obverse penny, can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, with some reaching as high as $54.85 or more. If you're a coin collector or just someone who likes to dig through your spare change, it's definitely worth keeping an eye out for these rare pennies. Thanks so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more coin collecting tips and coin value updates. Have you found a rare 1984 penny in your collection? Let us know in the comments below. And remember, 1 cent could be worth a lot more than you think.